Okay, officially kick off. Let's call the meeting to order with roll. Yeah. Scott Lassell.
Here.
Alex.
Here.
And Anthony Hofer here. May Beaver and Brenda Swartz will not be here. We have at a 3 of 5, so a quorum. Introduction of guests. So we have guests. May, are you standing in for that?
No, I'm just here to
You're just here to hang out. Yeah.
hang out.
So Jake. I don't know, like how do I officially go about introducing guests? And Jeff, are you going to be an official guest?
Sure.
Right.
I'm here to answer questions.
I'm Jeff Schroeder, the city attorney.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm here to give you a little bit of legal advice, and then I'm going to dip on out.
Perfect.
So,
And then, as my understanding, Chris Eastman is now serving in an advisory role, not voting.
yeah. I'm just going to give you guys this.
Yeah, I'm just going to read this just for record. Chris just handed out 2 fellow members of the golf board. I'm writing to formally resign my position on the golf board. I'm more than willing to assist and advise you in any way I can to help you out. I'm always open to having an open door for you. After tonight's meeting, I believe it is not in my best interest to continue working for the city in a temporary city position while also helping the golf board. So just for clarity, you will still be at the course in a city position, just no longer on the golf board. Correct. Cool. Thanks, Chris. Okay. We move to item 3. Approved minutes from 5/4. Where's our liaison?
Someone make a motion to approve them if they want to approve them, and then someone second it and then call the vote.
Motion to approve them?
Second.
Then call the vote.
Yeah. Scott? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Item 4, financial report. Do we have a liaison who provide that?
No. I will, I guess, help you with any of them you have. We placed in the packet the expenditures for the May 31st and the revenues for May 31st for you guys to review, but as far as what it is you're looking for in financial reporting, or if there's more that you want, we messed up. I guess you know that in the packet.
Okay. I think until we get to a place where we have purpose and things that we're tangible items that we're recommending, that the financial report will be kind of moved until we're measuring. So,
yeah. So are these, I guess in the meantime, sorry, I'm just jumping in. In the meantime, are these okay? Unless you want to let me know otherwise?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. I did place at the back of the packet that Truin report that we did in 23.
I saw that.
From a third party, just because it was requested to be provided in the upcoming Tuesday City Council packet. So I figured that was great information to share with you guys as well. So.
Yeah, and it helps provide a lot of context. There's a lot of things that like come to mind or questions being asked that I don't even feel comfortable having a giving recommendations. I don't have any context that could be structure or what goes on. So, okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, so I think with that we can move to item 5.
Howdy.
Jeff, so your item 5, number 1, other items brought forward by staff.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. Member of the Golf Advisory Board. I'm Jeff Schroeder, the city attorney. I was contacted via telephone by Councilman Brendan McCarthy, who had heard tell that y'all had a group text chat at some point. Then inquired the city clerk. She told me that she had been provided copies of a group text by Jake, and it just regarding spraying weeds from the fairway, just pretty innocuous stuff. So I just wanted to let you know that legally you constitute a board appointed by the city under Mountain Home City Code 221. You're to give, suggest and make recommendations to the mayor, council, and golf pro concerning the development, use, and management of the municipal golf course. As a result of that, this body is subject to the open meeting law, which requires notice and an agenda, and people can watch your deliberations. When you receive or exchange information or opinions relating to a decision, which is a decision the city council might make, that's required to be done in an open meeting. So if you have a group text, that is not being done in an open meeting, and you probably shouldn't. So if you have a group text, you should confine it to, is everybody going to be at the meeting tonight or something like that, those sorts of innocuous reminders. If it's any sort of discussion relating to a recommendation or things going on, then you should not do it. And if you have done it, then you should disclose it to the city clerk and I, and we can do a correction or a cure of an open meeting law violation. So the text messages that I've reviewed, I don't believe constitute an open meeting law violation. But if there are any others beside that, I would like you to let me know definitively yes or no, and then we can add to your agenda a cure.
I believe we were told to kind of cease that, so what you see is pretty much it. That's all we've got. So.
Yeah, and as far as my knowledge, the board has not deliberated on any decision making or any items pertaining to decision making outside of this meeting space.
Perfect. So yeah, so if you confine your group chats to little memes mocking people, that's what mine are.
Pick on Jake.
Well, we can do that. Okay.
So that's all I've got. Any questions of me? No? All right. Appreciate it. Bet. Well, have a great evening. See you all later.
Thanks for coming.
Yep. I've played golf once in my life. Not very good at it. Here's a QUORUM, Mr. Chairman, there's a copy of that.
And just so everybody on the board is being transparent, I'm the one to talk to Brendan. I called Brendan, we talked a couple weeks ago, and that's where that came up.
Oh,
So I asked Brendan for clarity and if he could provide a formal version of clarity for everybody.
all right. Okay. I'll see you later.
See you, Jeff.
Yeah. So we go to item 2, or item 5, number 2, board to declare on status of current teacher membership. With Chris's written notice on resigning from the board, I believe that constituted that. That resolves that issue.
It does, but there's some other things that I would like clarity on, and I don't think that's going to happen until City Council determines the direction of this golf course. I don't understand why we are all up here. I don't understand why we are up here right now trying to make recommendations for a course that has yet to pave the way to which way they're going. I've been a little frustrated with that, as I'm sure others have too. So I would just think the biggest thing for us at this point is for City Council to finally determine what the direction is going to be. Until they do that, what are we doing here?
Do you want to put that forth an official proposal on an agenda item?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, and then we can deliberate and vote on it.
Yeah.
We can make that ask to the city council.
Absolutely.
We'll be able to do that in a formal way if we need feedback. Okay. Alex, do you have any clarity, issue, questions concerning the status of the board?
Pretty aligned with Scott on some of that stuff, and I know that things are starting to be in motion with the city council moving forward. But I think that for us, as far as our big movements, we can't move forward 100% until things are align with the city, and then we can start making our recommendations. I mean, we can start laying the foundation and then moving forward once city council has had their set in stones. So I would agree with Scott on that.
Yeah, okay, yeah, and I think that, my only clarity was around Chris's status. Like, there's a lot of things that come out of rumor, and when he was hired on seasonal, he was pulled off the board, and then now he's back on the board, but that was the only thing I needed clarity on. We got it. So, that's all I have. Okay, let's move to item 6. Official board business. Discussion action item 1, establishing a regular meeting date, and I believe the ask, and this is put on, I believe the ask is just to have it out there for transparency rather than having set it the meeting. So I've made a motion to propose we meet every second Monday of the month at 6 p.m.
Fine by me.
Scott said aye. Alex?
Yeah, it's
Aye. Okay. And then I'm an aye. I'm putting second Monday of the month at 6 p.m. Selfishly, that gives me time to get here.
Chairman, just so you all are, you can hold as many specials as you want, but to meet the ordinance and the public notice, we have to at least have a regular. So.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I seem to do something like that. Yeah. Something documented on record that we're always using.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. Let's go to discussion item 2. One of our last meetings, the question was posed to us whether the city should go in the direction of a contracted pro or the pro would be a city employee. And then at the time, I think the recommendation came out of the city pro, as the city employee is a pro. But then after more thought, and then kind of back and forth emails hit me about how we structure that and how we can kind of talk about this. I don't think the board's in a position to even make a recommendation concerning that. Like we don't have any context around what a contract would look like for a contracted professional. We don't know what the job description and everything would look like for a city professional as a golf course. So out of that, I thought that what impact the board could have now and what we could recommend is whoever that person is in whatever capacity they're serving, a city pro, a city professional, city employee professional, or a hybrid contract professional, we could recommend a set of minimum qualifications that would best serve the community, best serve the golfers of the community, and help the golf course be profitable. So with that, I did some research, talked to a few professionals, looked at the PGA job recommendations, and then came up with a list of minimum qualifications to recommend to City Council and the mayor on who the qualifications of the next pro. I typed it all out, so if anybody, I handed a copy to the board members, so if anybody would like an extra copy, it's kind of a lot. Anybody else want it?
Well, again, on that particular item, it kind of dovetails into what I previously said.
Yeah.
We don't know until the city council makes a decision.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I
we're kind
agree.
of dead in the water on that one until they decide which direction they're going.
It's not, and so, out of that, this is where I thought I would like to propose that whoever the next head pro, director of golf, will be at Desert Canyon, meet these minimum qualifications. So for the record, I'll read it out loud. Education and certifications, current Class A membership with the PGA of America, or actively working toward Class A status if it's a smaller facility. High school diploma, college degree preferred, not essential. 3 to 5 years of experience in golf course operation, at least 1 to 2 years in a leadership role such as assistant golf professional, first assistant, or golf operations manager, experience running tournaments, leagues, outings, and junior programs, business and management skills, experience with T-sheet management, point of sale systems, merchandising and inventory control, staff scheduling supervision, budgeting and financial reporting, and ability to hire, train, and manage golf staff. Ability to provide lessons to golfers of all skill levels, experience organizing junior golf clinics and community outreach programs, strong communication, conflict resolution skills, demonstrated ability to work with public golfers, leagues, city officials, and course stakeholders. And then after I type this out, a couple more hit me, so I will state that for the record if you want to make a note. 1 to 2 years of certified golf club fitting experience. I think that was all I got. Any feedback?
There is a consultant that the PGA recognizes actually has. He's called the PGA Career Consultant that will gladly work with the city or anybody that's looking to hire a golf professional.
Yeah.
So there is an actual position. I've got his name and number, Brock. I think it's his last name. But there's actually each section throughout the United States, PGA section, has a career consultant that helps in these situations. We'll give you recommendations and ideas that you can, your information, what you're looking for. And there's a posting that you can do through the section to help you post that position.
Yeah, and it's my understanding that PGA America will go out and recruit people for your position.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's a thing that I have to get on to and see what job openings are out there.
Yeah.
Job openings.
So this is my proposal. I felt that these minimum qualifications would enhance the experience and the profitability of Desert Canyon Golf Course. Scott, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Again, I think we're just spinning the wheels right now until we know the direction. I mean, because it's going to be different, right? If the city council decides on a contract, it's going to be different than if it decides on a city pro.
I think either way, because we're not talking contract or city, we're just talking about a golf pro in general. So no matter what, a contract or a city employee, we want this criteria to be met as the pro. That's
right, but depending on which way they go, there's going to be certain people that are going to be attracted more for a contract versus certain people that are attracted to be a city pro. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, either way, I think that
it's going to be difficult until we know the direction, what to recommend.
maybe if I put in a formal proposal, that'll like clarify a little bit. So I move motion to propose that whether city council and mayor decides to hire a city employee as a golf pro or a contracted golf pro, that person meet these listed minimum qualifications.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm sure most of them do.
You have a second?
Yeah, I second that. Yeah, because it's all minimum. I mean, that should be. Most pros already are going to have this, obviously, unless they're just starting. Yeah, unless they just got their PGA of America certification.
And maybe I could, so in my talks with current head professionals, the conclusion I came to was about when I posed the question, what would be better? Everybody said, well, it depends. It depends, and it depends on where that pro is at in the stage of their life, where they're at their career and everything. But at the bare minimum, they should meet these qualifications. So, move to vote. Do you feel comfortable though, or can I maybe add more clarity, Scott?
No, I'm good with that. I just want our recommendations to count for something.
Yeah.
And until we know the direction, there we go.
So do you go aye or nay the proposal?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye too. Okay. So we'll make sure this is included in our proposal to City Council. So it's going to be a lot to type up. We'll get it out. Okay. We'll move on to discussion item 3, develop a purpose statement. So I put this in there, so I just see, and I've seen kind of a lot of the meetings, they lose track and lose focus on what our intended purpose here. So I wanted to develop a purpose statement so then when we get off track a little bit, we can come back and ask the question, why are we here? Who are we serving here? So I quickly typed up what I thought it should be. It's kind of broad, overarching, and this is just something that I've used in past business practices whenever we have a meeting. I don't know if everybody's been in a meeting and you feel like you've been there for an hour and a half and you accomplish absolutely nothing. This helps you pull you back to the purpose. So, I'm proposing that we develop our purpose statement and refer back to you, and that purpose statement be to enhance the quality of life of the citizens of Mountain Home with recommendations to the mayor, city council concerning desert. Second. Or does anybody want to add to that, take away?
I second
Second. Scott? Aye. Alright, perfect. Move on to discussion item 4. Set goals. So now this is something that these are again broad, kind of high level, that align with our purpose. So I saw this as a 3-pronged kind of recommendation attack. The first one being a goal to recommend course improvements, playability, and enjoyment. Second, work towards a balanced budget. And third, be in service of the community. All 3 of those fulfilling the purpose. What do you need?
So go through the first. What was the first one?
Course improvements, playability, and enjoyment. Second one was work towards a balanced budget. And third one, service to the community. When I say balanced budget, I don't mean having to supplement with the general fund. I fully believe that the golf course can be profitable and self-sustaining.
I'm trying to think. What other goals should we have for this, right? They're broad, so it does cover a big wide range of things that can fit under each category.
And it's really just to guide your recommendation. So when you're recommending, we should have more tournaments. Is that in service to any one of these 3 goals? Will that help? Will having more tournaments balance the budget? Will it improve course playability and enjoyment? Does it serve the community? That's kind of the idea of having broad overreaching goals. You can always reference back to these goals and purpose statement whenever we make a recommendation. If it doesn't align and doesn't fit, it's probably something we probably shouldn't recommend.
Yeah, I think there's nothing wrong with that as long as we keep. Everybody should be equal out there, I've seen in the past where there's been focus on new, and I get it. We need new golfers. We can't forget the guys that have been loyal to the golf course for years as well.
Yeah.
So whatever we do moving forward should affect everybody positively.
Yeah, and that's why I thought in service to the community was a really big thing to add, because it's like, again, it is the taxpayers and the citizens of Mountain Home who are sustaining the golf course.
Right.
And so, do we, like, that's another thing, like, a recommendation could be, just hypothetically, a recommendation could be, we need to do an advertising blitz in Boise to drive as much out-of-town traffic here as possible. I was like, well, is that in service to the community? Does it probably balance the budget? Well, it's a step towards that. Probably improve course conditions with money, but does it serve the community?
Right.
If it doesn't meet all 3, then maybe it's something we don't recommend either.
in your first goal, Chairman, if you put balance, Chairman LaSalle, would that kind of meet that? Like your last, like, balanced
Yeah.
community outreach? Do you know, like,
Yes.
is that meet that a little bit better?
Yeah, I like that word balance. It's good.
It seems to usually work. That gets your
Balance service.
regular user, yeah.
Okay.
Or somewhere in there, you know what I mean?
And these are just
Balancing growth with retention.
Yeah.
These are just things that pop into my brain. Like, I'm more than willing to be wrong about all of it. That's why I brought them forth, because I want you guys to tear it apart and let me know what's going to be best for you. Because I admittedly, at the end of the day, like, while I use the golf course just as much as anybody here, I don't live here. So this is for you guys. You know, Scott, you're out there all the time.
I'm retired.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So like, I don't want it to be what Anthony wants. Like, I really want you guys to tear this apart.
Well, and honestly, I have no problem. Also, like, people found out that I was on the golf board. I can't tell you how many times people come up and, you know, they want to gripe a little bit or something about, hey, the tee box on number 3 is breaking down for the women.
Here's Jake's phone number.
Well, I have no problem being a sounding board for them or actually alerting Jake or whatever when that happens too. So, I mean, that's our role too, I think. If we're out there and somebody wants to vent a little bit, I love that. Go for it. Let me know what's going on.
Really, everything that you guys are hearing is probably something we've already seen, or
I'm sure.
just waiting.
That's
money or
exactly
time
right.
or whatever.
I'm
you
sure.
know, so it's
Yeah.
But it's also really good, like, I'm glad you're here to say that too, because it's good for us while we're out there playing, especially in our playing groups, when we hear that, we say, like, you know what, like, that's already been discussed, like, it's on their radar.
Yeah.
Like, that goes a long way to helping kind of quell and help angst amongst the community. Okay. And I like the balanced growth, because, like, here's a prime example too. For me, living in Boise, I live right next to Boise Spanish Golf. I bought a season pass. This is probably 4 or 5 years ago. I bought a season pass for $1,500. It's a lot, right? I go out there try to use it every night, and they had a league on Monday. They had a league on Tuesday. They had a league on Wednesday. They had couples chatting in on Friday. And so finally, I looked at it like, oh, where am I supposed to use this? I can't get a tea time on Saturday and Sunday. So I don't know. I like to use like the point you brought up. Like, is it in service to the people that are out there?
Yeah.
Balance growth. But admittedly, also, like, of course, we need to grow. Like,
Absolutely.
We need rounds, we need people, and
I think the biggest thing we could do to grow it just be to get back a lot of the people that are not golfing here anymore. That's the people we kind of start with, I think. That would
okay,
be
so
the fastest.
I think that we maybe, I love that. I think that maybe we add a 4th prong to this, and it is, how can we word that? Bring back or it's not retention because we already lost them. But, so yeah, how do we recoup prior membership? Okay, I think that should be 100% a fourth prong to this.
Well, I mean, I went out on Friday and golfed on the base course. It was like old home week. I saw so many guys out there that used to golf here and are now golfing out there. And it was like bittersweet kind of, you know, it's like, dang. But, and that's the other thing that I think we could absolutely recommend. I think we already kind of talked a little bit about that, but it's do something, intertwine this golf course with the base course for certain tournaments or just camaraderie or whatever you want to do with that. But I think that would help a lot in getting some of those guys to come back out and at least play a little bit out there.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So, so motion to propose our goals to be recommend course improvements, playability, Make recommendations that strive us towards a balanced budget, balanced service to the community, and fourth being recoup prior membership in place. So whenever we have a recommendation, we need to ask ourselves those four goals. Like, does this recommendation fulfill the purpose of these goals?
I think the recouping members would be back into the balance.
Right.
Back
Yeah,
in your
we
balance.
can just hold that in there.
That's just, yeah, doesn't need to be a fourth prong. It needs to be just a third main goal, right?
I like it.
Have the three, but I mean,
I think you're spot on. I think it falls right under that umbrella.
I would second that motion too.
Okay.
Aye.
Okay. Let's move on to define metrics. So I just tied a specific metrics that I thought would help us measure each one of these three prongs. And I thought that course improvements play, and then they can be both. They can be in service of both. They don't have to be separate, or they can fit all three. I thought course improvements, playability, and enjoyment. When we recommend that, I think that could be reflected in if we're increasing rounds. If the course is in great shape, people want to play it, right, Jake? And if it plays well, people want to come back. So I just thought that could be a good metric to measure that for increasing rounds. I think that shows that courses great. And the next metric, obviously, I think that's just revenue with the cost. So you just need to track, is it making money, or is it taking steps towards making money and not having to supplement for balanced budget, and then balanced service to community. A number of things could fall under this. Memberships, punch cards. I think, especially with the point you brought up in last little recoup memberships. I think that we see more passes being sold, more punch cards being bought. Like that would all help us measure if we're fulfilling that goal, or we're working towards that goal. Youth programs set up. For me, I think also competitive tournaments. I remember we'd always circle the Lions, Dilly, the Jewel Desert, all those IGA sponsored competitive tournaments. Those are always on our calendar every year. So I thought if we can measure how many of those get put back on the calendar, that would be a service to the community. So, make a motion to propose our metrics be rounds played, revenue for cost, and then youth programs, competitive tournaments, and
I think just tournaments in general.
Tournaments in general.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tournaments in
Just the
general.
basic offerings. What are we offering out there? Whether it's from tournaments to lessons to all that stuff.
Marketing strategy. There is no.
That's where you come.
That's what last time.
Okay, so that one. So for the last, balanced service community, we go. And it could just be like an increase. Like, do we have more youth programs than last year? Do we have more? Are our leagues active and healthy than last year? It could be yes or no. It doesn't always have to be defined by.
Well, you need to know where you are.
Yeah.
So.
Proper tools to succeed.
So youth programs, tournaments in general, and for one, I do love all the charity tournaments that are here. But I do believe we need to bring some competitive ones back. Do we have an active role with high school? Yeah, we can measure that. It could just be simply yes or no question.
Yeah, I think that falls under what Chris was saying, the marketing strategy.
I think that possibility is there. And even though there has been an active role with high school golf, Full Mountain Home, but Fairmont's had a golf team. Glen Sperry doesn't have one, but that could start there. Great opportunity and new customer base up there.
I'm not, Jake, you have kids that go to Glen Sperry, so have they ever brought that up at all? Like, have you heard anything through the grapevine of kids wanting to come golf.
I don't think I've ever heard anything about golf down there from kids.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that, but I just out of curiosity. Sorry to step in there, but
Wrestling's the big sport down there, so
right.
I don't know why.
Okay, so I think that under that third prong, we track youth programs, tournaments, high school involvement, and season passes and lunch breaks.
We do have high school involvement. The new coaches have already reached out regarding their upcoming season. One of the players was sitting in the third row, evaluating if he potentially wants to be a member of this committee. Right?
Awesome. And there's also double opportunity there, right? So like, so Mountain Home plays, so I know high school is split. They're large school, small school. So there is a fall league that can bring a lot of potential business. Well, even high school involvement. Are we hosting tournaments? Are we hosting high school tournaments? That's another question we ask. That's a huge opportunity there to drive revenue.
For their practice and their tournament location.
Yes.
And that doesn't actually come with any.
Yeah, it's not a revenue generator. It's something that's shared between golf courses.
Not
To offer
not
them.
black and white, not in a direct black and white way. But if you host a tournament with 50 players, and you each have parents that come and watch their team and players, they're going to come back and play the course.
For sure, in that sense, yeah. I guess I meant on the
yeah,
specific.
there's no direct ROI in hosting them, but there should be future gains for that development,
Absolutely.
or even prior.
Yeah.
Come and play it and just.
And even there is a direct measurable financial impact on hosting a tournament because parents will come and rent golf carts to cruise around and watch their kids play out there. So you can you could do a $20 per seat normal rental.
Yeah, contribute.
Yeah.
Real quick. We also have other official leagues like US Kids and Idaho Juniors. Those are all just youth programs. Those are tournaments that we would host in Mountain Home that we haven't over the last couple of years, but that's more revenue. All those people, like you said, come in, buy carts, eat food.
Didn't the Chapmans used to come here? The Chapman
Senior
group?
chapter, there's Idaho Couples Association.
No, they used to. I don't think they've been it now for a while.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of those kind of tournaments that almost easy revenue.
I'll make note to track that, because that could just be a check, yes or no. If you can get youth programs back to the course, you get that Idaho Couples Association back to the course, yes or no.
There's a PGA Junior League, which is kind of what we're trying to do on Thursdays. We have 10 kids signed up through Parks and Rec for on-course development. And then PGA Junior Leagues would compete against other courses that have PGA Junior League. And it's basically events that they travel and play golf against other courses. And it's basically like a 2-man scramble medical event that they do. So that's something that I'm trying to work towards becoming PGA Junior League here. We have 10 kids on for Thursday night. It's from 6 to 8. It starts, what's the date, Jeff?
June 17th.
Jeff,
Yeah, what?
what's our date?
June 17th, I believe.
So that will be starting soon.
I saw that post on the Parks and Rec site.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so just recap the proposal or revise the proposal. Metrics tracked should be rounds played, and then revenue over cost, and then youth programs, tournaments, competitive and charity, expand high school role, season passes, punch card, and let's go and get Idaho Couples Association. Yeah, we can fold that into tournaments, right? Yes. Cool.
You can fold all of that into like marketing too, marketing strategy or whatever. It's all that's part of it.
Okay. Second.
Aye.
Aye.
And I think that will move us to item 7. So thank you for, or sorry. Oh, so that's the one. Oh, yeah. Okay. Item number 6. Do we have any, Scott, I'll start with you. Do you have any recommendations to take the city council and the mayor that's in service of their goals currently out there?
Yeah.
Would you like to lay them all out here or add them to the agenda item for next?
I believe I did.
Okay.
Mayor, do you have any direction as to when the city council will actually decide, make a determination on what's going on with the golf course, or are we going to table that indefinitely till the end of the year?
So tomorrow night is the night.
Tomorrow night is the night?
Is the night, supposedly.
All right.
I was going to do a presentation, and then we've been working on it, and then it's their decision. It's not my decision.
I get it.
So we'll see what the 4 do tomorrow.
Is when you refer to direction, is that concerning like a head pro position?
I'm not gonna speak for them, but I'm gonna assume it's the direction of the course. Is it third party? Is it contract? Is it selling it? Is it a pro position? Is the pro position contract? Is the pro position a city employee? And so on and so forth. And then the modeling that Chip presented to council how many months ago? A month ago?
It was a long time ago.
2 months, 3 months ago, of the modeling structure of the pro shop and Jake's staff. She did a phenomenal presentation to the council of the modeling of the staffing. Fingers crossed.
Okay.
Tomorrow night.
That's
Fill the room.
Huh?
Fill the room.
You can play round bellies and still be here.
I'll be here.
Here's a question of clarity. Maybe Tiffany or Mayor could help us with this. If we were to, we were to propose or recommend anything tonight, since it's not on the agenda, are we able to propose recommending tonight since it's not on the agenda to discuss as an action item?
Come in for your 3-minute speech before the meeting.
Oh, for specific for tomorrow?
Open meeting.
No, because
Yeah, it's already.
the item isn't necessarily of an emergency situation, but
Okay.
it would probably behoove you guys to attend it.
And then I guess we can throw proposals out, and then that would be set. That would be actually setting the agenda for next week.
I'd like to know what they decide before we set our agenda.
I think I would like motion that we table number 6 until next meeting.
Item 6, discussion item
Yeah.
6, right?
Item
Okay.
6, discussion item number 6. If we have clarity on what's going on with the city council deciding.
Second that.
Then Scott, you vote?
Aye.
Alex? And I vote aye as well. Okay, so we'll jump down to item 7. Set agenda items for next meeting. I think this is where we can, if there's any proposals to lay down, that we document that to discuss next time. Or discussion item for next time. I want to put on on our agenda for next meeting, discussion item around a serviceable pro shop.
Yeah. Well, and this will probably be addressed, or at least hopefully be addressed tomorrow. You know, talking with Stephen out there yesterday, or on Friday, I don't know how or why some members of the city council view a pro shop as competing with the private sector. Because a pro shop typically will take, say, Callaway golf balls, mark them up 20, 30, 35% more than what you could buy them at Golf Galaxy for. They also are not in the business of a pro shop, not in the business of carrying balls that you can buy at Walmart. So I think there's a disconnect between the understanding of some of the council members and what a pro shop truly, truly does and what it's there to offer. When you invest in a pro shop, Steve was telling me this, and he's absolutely right. He marked up things 35, 40%, whatever. And then as soon as he got that initial investment back, that gets paid back to the city. Pay that back to the city. Then you have an operating base that you can then move forward and build on its own. So this notion that a pro shop is in competition, I think, is very wrongful thinking, and it really should be quashed because that's not how it works. So
Not having golf equipment ready for golfers is a disservice to the golf.
absolutely is.
Secondly, there is built-in mechanisms at golf courses to recoup your costs of inventory at the pro shop. For instance, Men's League has over $8,000 in their bank account right now that normally in every other year would be paid out in club credit, bought out of that pro shop. Since we do not have one, that's going to have to be paid out in gift cards to places like Golf Galaxy, Dick's Sporting Goods, all that for the winners of Men's League to use that.
It certainly doesn't benefit out the Desert Canyon and any shape or form to do
that
that.
$8,000 is going to be a lot. I mean, let's just say that the city took it over. That's $8,000 that they could have had in their pocket.
Gone. It's Mountain Homes taxpayer money that's going to go.
30% of that, right?
It's going to be spent.
It's all profit. So
I mean, I understand that there's logistics around all that, and but that will come in our discussion. I mean, we'll be on the agenda item for next time. Honestly, I don't care how it happens. It needs to happen.
Another thing that I heard, and I hope this is way wrong. I heard that there was some scuttling about limiting the amount of season passes the golf course could put out. We're down from what I saw. We're down 50%. I'm not sure why people are even worried about how many people are buying season passes. To me, that suggests that the absolute best commitment you can get from somebody in Mountain Home is a season pass, because that basically they're going to be the ones that are going to be out there using it the most, but they're also willing to give up the most. So why anybody would limit that, I have no idea where that came from. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that I heard that wrong, but if I didn't.
Is there a mechanism in place where we can ask these questions and get clarity?
That's cool.
Big questions, just like the one Scott put.
Yeah, I'd ask your council.
Mm-hmm.
Is that where we use our opening 3 minutes for?
Mm-hmm. No. I see what you mean. No, in the 3 minutes that you get up, say your piece, or say what you want, or but it's not for them to go back and forth and engage. If it was an agenda item that was on the agenda item and you were the speaker of that agenda item, that's where you can engage in the council.
So Scott, how do we propose this? I would recommend putting it on the agenda item. What kind of forum or what kind of feedback loop or mechanism is in place for us to gain clarity on things like this with the council?
I mean, I would like to go back to this. Scott, you said it was hearsay, essentially.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was
came
from the council or somebody that was close to the council.
I think we would have to find out exactly if it's concrete information, because if it's not concrete information, there's no point in putting it before the council. But
So
totally agree.
So I say set on the agenda item, council. I'm just leaving it broad. Council feedback. And that would be a discussion action item for our agenda.
I like that one a lot.
That's for season pass feedback. If we get some say.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw it out to the room, and I don't know if you guys read the Truman report, but if the season passes, the discussion has occurred. Once a pass is used, typically the people using them get their money's worth very quickly. And so the city loses then rounds. You're getting rounds of golf, but you're not making revenue other than maybe concession sales or pro shop sales, those type of things, those second, third, fourth order effects. So right off the bat, I don't want to say that they're not valuable, because you guys are valuable as season pass holders, but you lose in revenue if you allow. So we've talked about potentially going to like a lottery sale or different things like that has been generalized discussion, but nothing has been voted on.
Do we really have that many people where we can do that
And that's
with, though?
That's not my decision to make. Do you know what I mean? And it
Yeah.
is down for the season pass. We've also talked. I'm just throwing you guys out there. The discussions I've said. We've talked about selling a pass that gets you not into tournament play, and a pass that may be higher that gets you into tournament play. Right? So it's kind of like the caveat of all. But it's all just been throwing stuff at the wall as ideas.
All I can tell you is I've been a member of golf courses in Montana and also out here since I've lived here. And there has been never any issues with however many golf. In fact, a lot of the golf courses use it as a measurement of how successful they're being. Obviously, more passes being sold, the more successful they are. So I don't know why you would want to, if you're trying to truly grow this place, that you would want to limit somebody that would want to commit his time and money for a pass. That's
So we don't have the competition that others have, like
right.
in the valley, so to speak.
Well,
So when we start
we
to
have
compare
competition.
municipal courses, like municipality size, we go to like the Nampas, the Blackfoots, those kind of things, because they meet our population base, right? So just so you guys know. But they also have surrounding area competition courses that are just within a short drive. We don't have that. So other than, the audience probably the base or it's been suggested, but
I would say, yeah, I mean, it is common practice to cap that number because there is a diminishing return. Like, you get the most out of the random public play tee time. But that's.
Are we there yet? Are we
That's built on the fact that the course is demanding that kind of
Right.
traffic, and we're not.
the golf needs sold. And I'm just informing the room of some of the discussions
Yeah,
that
I
have had,
appreciate that.
so you guys know.
Yeah, I appreciate that
Yeah,
because that was bantered about. And I'm like,
If you really wanted to capture that, then you could actually, which Chris is doing a great job checking everybody in, getting names and information on who's playing. If you really wanted to capture that, every time, just say for me, if I go and play, check in, there goes a check mark. There goes a punch card or a punch deal right to my name, right? Every week. I know that for a weekday pass, it is, in my mind, it's a little high, but I think it's fair that having a weekday pass for myself makes sense because I play men's league and it's right around 14 to 16 times I have to play during the middle of the week.
Right.
And that's okay. So I have 14 weeks of men's league and then I have to play 2 more times maybe on Friday or whatever. So, but I do think that there's ways to capture that if you really want to have that data, and that's something that we have to work with.
Well, I think we can ask that question. Like, we can ask that of the council. Like, it has to be, like, this is the thing, it has to be rooted in data. Like, you have to show that we're losing. Right?
Yeah.
Somebody, like, there is a precipice there, and there's a fall off, but assuming, like, I'm out here on the evenings, like, the course is dead from 3 to done, besides league nights.
Oh,
like, we're not at the point of having anything.
Based on my experience of golfing out there for the last month and a half, there's a window between, what would you say, Jake, around 9:30 to about 11:30. You get a lot of the golfers that are going to go out that day and that can go out during that day, they go out then. After that,
Yeah.
it really drops off.
Speaking of that, I think the next thing I want to recommend for the agenda, so thanks for that. I want to add also revenue driving discussion. There's avenues out there to capture evening play.
Yeah, we should be doing something about that. I agree.
So I want to add a little bit to this. So in the report you're given from Trin Golf, I worked for Trin Golf for 12 years. That's a SWOT analysis for strengths, weaknesses, and things that are obtainable and good objectives. So make sure you guys read this. A lot of this is going to be coming once we get a QUORUM call system, which we're hoping to implement by July 1st. So we'll start tracking.
Good.
Where that is a pass holder, information will be put in there. We're collecting everybody's email and phone numbers, adding to that, and also anybody that plays there, so we can send out marketing ideas and get people to come back and play. So that's a key point to get up and going as soon as possible. And then with the app application, which is another 60 days, it's going to be much easier for people to book times if we're tying it to the city webpage while it's together. So there's a lot of good things happening as far as that standpoint. But there's also a thing called booking window opportunities. Okay, is what you're talking about, Scott. So we have dead time between 2 and 4. That's another type of. I checked in 60 golfers on Twilight on Friday. I was running to get cards. So Twilight golf is great because people come out at 4. There's another thing that's called mid Twilight, or you can make Twilight Super Twilight and have another Twilight between 1 and 4 when the course is wide open. It's just decreasing the price of the cost, but it's still a cheaper rate to get people out there. We're not talking a big number. It's $5 to $10 cheaper. Well, people are waiting to come at 4, but they're not coming between 1 and 4.
Right.
There's opportunities.
Yeah.
And those opportunities,
Those should be explored, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
need to be explored. There's different type of windows and there's different types of passes that you could have. Because personally, if I was buying a pass, why would I buy a 7-day-week pass when every Saturday there's an event out there in the summer?
Get that, yeah.
So, but there's ways to get around that where you have set up these tournaments where you can have dual shotgun events, morning play, afternoon play, which I've been doing.
I think we've done that in the past too.
Well, that's which I've done the last couple of weeks. So there's increased revenue coming from that, but there's a lot of opportunities. Sunday's a lot of opportunity. You know, we're weather generated.
Right.
We're not going to go play in 20 mile wind, but there's nothing to do about that.
We will. Like hearing.
Alex,
There's no cards.
So just to recap real quick, the 3 agenda items for next serviceable pro shop, council feedback loop, and revenue driving discussion.
And I didn't make one more recommendation.
I was just about to ask you.
Collect some information on the old carts that are in between the main shed, where all city carts are stored, and then where the carts that members have, the sheds that members have. Because I can tell you that it's right behind my family's shed, and sometimes it's a pain because they're all stacked right there. There is enough room, but it's also just looking like riffraff along the old carts.
So what, can you clarify your ask, Alex?
Finding out information on old carts that are by the fuel tank.
So we use 10 because we're using them mainly for overflow for tournaments, right?
Okay.
And then really most of them are pretty much shot. They just need to go, I think.
Trade in, trade out.
10 out of the.
We keep 10, but like
How many?
there's 14 or 15 that run right now. 10 of them, like we'll rent 10 out or whatever, and then all of a sudden one will break down, so we'll use one to cover it. But
So you think
that's kind of what they're for.
So you think the purpose of the agenda item, your ask, Alex, would be
Trying
a plan? Like,
Yeah.
recommend a plan for certain carts?
recommending ways to help or assist of getting rid of those things or getting them taken care of because they're just sitting there going to waste. Tires, some of the tires are flat, some of the straps are weather checked, and keep falling apart. So
They've been bad.
You could-
Put them out there.
You could put it on the straps on mine. Okay, so I just put it kind of broad. I said recommendation on old carts, and then we'll discuss that and develop a recommendation out of that.
yeah.
I think at that, we can move to item 8, is adjourn. How do I officially adjourn this?
So your next meeting will be July 13th. Just so everyone has that.
Thanks, good.
I can make my last motion to adjourn the meeting. Got the second.
Second. Okay. Aye? We have a vote? Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, here you go.
Thank you.
You guys want 3? Pass them out when you're out there.
Okay.
If you want to just kill trees.
Thanks. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys.
Fine.